guys, Doug and Christine here from KCI CrossFit, running you through our hip mobility exercise routine. To begin our routine today, I'm going to have Doug lie on the floor in a comfortable position with some free space around him. I'd like his hands to be about at a 45-degree angle or so, and then I do want him to have his feet flat on the floor with his knees bent at about a 90-degree angle. When you're doing this at home, I'd like you to perform at least 20 reps, maybe more than, especially if you're noticing some tightness and you want to try and get a full range of motion out of this. But to begin, allow yourself some grace and start to move the knees gently from one side to the other. And as he goes through about 5 to 6 reps, we'll see how he feels and if his range of motion improves as he goes along. But we're just warming up the hips and the knees right now. After we do our set of 20 or more of the lying knee drops, I'm going to have him come to an inclined seated position. I'd like his hands behind him so that he can kind of lean back into this with his feet on the floor again and his knees nice and high. And we'll perform the same thing, knee drops, but in the seated position here. I'm going to have you bring your feet a little bit wider. Yeah, I'm going to have him bring his feet a little bit wider so he can try and get the knee down. There we go, good. You notice the difference from one side to the next? That's totally normal. Good. Moving on from our seated knee drops, you'll probably want something underneath of your knee at home, maybe a towel, or if you have some kind of mat like this so that you can support the knee that's on the floor. And then go ahead and get into a kneeling position. With one free hand, pin your heel down, and then I just want you to do small knee circles out and away from the body, and then in towards the body. Once you start to feel a little bit of heat and that you can improve your range of motion, we'll make those circles a little bit bigger while trying to keep that whole foot still on the floor. Anywhere from 10 going around to the outside, 10 coming around to the inside on both sides, okay? So at least 20 reps or so on each side. Okay, moving on from there, we're gonna move into a deep kneeling position with glute recruitment. So, yep, either side is fine. I'm going to have him start in a nice upright position and make sure that his front leg is lunged out far enough so that when he takes his body down and forward, he feels a really good, nice stretch through that front part of the hip. The next thing that I want him to do is bring awareness to his back butt cheek. So if he needs to take a finger and place it on that back butt cheek, I want to see, can he flex this area while stretching that front area? And then I'll have him release that stretch, okay? So nice big inhale, exhale, forward and down, and then squeeze and hold. Good, and then release. Let's do one more on that side, and then we'll test the other as well and see if he's feeling tightness on one side or the other.
That's pretty easy.
That one feels good and easy?
Yeah.
So shift the weight down and forward first. See if we can recruit or fire that glute muscle second. Again, I would do a minimum of 10 each side. More if you feel like this is an area of weakness for you. Feels the same, different, better? Same. Okay, good. All right, moving into our butterfly glute bridges. For this one, I'll have him take a comfortable position on the floor again, with the bottoms of his feet together, and then his whole body on the floor with his hands at about a 45-degree angle. When he's ready, he's going to do about a set of 10 to 20 reps where he keeps his feet flat, keeps the hands pressing into the floor. He'll lift his hips up and hold for a moment, and then bring them back down. Butterfly glute bridge. We're looking for a nice big lift and a hold and back down. I'd like him to try and stay relaxed through his neck and his head as well. So kind of keep the feet and the head and the neck pinned to the floor. Good. For our final hip exercise, I'd like him to get into a position where his knees are far apart, but his feet are close together. If his hands can be underneath of his shoulders, this is good because then he can use them to push his hips down and back into that stretch. As he goes down and back, I'd like him to try and hold in that position and avoid relaxing or letting go of the stretch too much by sitting his butt on his heels. So some space between the butt and the heels. Have him just push back down into that stretch and hold. We're gonna call this like a little frog's pose. Anywhere from 10 to 20 reps would be good for this one. Notice any tightness in the groin?
Knees. My knees are restricting.
Okay.
Go like that.
All right, that looks good. That concludes our hip mobility exercise routine for today. If you have taken our hip mobility assessment, I'd like you to go ahead and do a quick retest after you've loosened up the hips and see if you can score a little bit higher on that.